path you walk is precarious. You should return to me often for guidance.
Revelio. Revelio.
Marvelous, simply marvelous. I've never seen the headmaster so regal. Actually, I have come to think of it. His way, really, isn't it?
Scrope's master is indeed regal, sir.
You wouldn't mind having a little sweep over mine, would you?
Scrope may only carry out the requests of Scrope's master, sir. As Scrope is sure, sir knows.
Yes, of course, I'm familiar. It's just that there have been attempts over the years to dust my statue, but no one has ever cared enough to do the task properly.
Revelio.
Yes, no need to dwell. Scrope, I'm certain the headmaster wouldn't
Scrope's
mind.
relatives have been beheaded by the Black family, sir.
Are you saying that to annoy me?
Revelio.
Choose your...
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Oh, whoever played that note needs to reconsider that. Stop a moment and listen to our song.
Revelio. 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 Alohomora. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio.
Professor Black, regarding your letter dated the 20th of September, I shall not reconsider the admissions process at Hogwarts. Regards, Ferris Spavin, Minister for Magic, London.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Quill of Acceptance and Book of Admittance. The Quill of Acceptance and Book of Admittance were placed here by the founders and have not been touched since. They record the name of every prospective Hogwarts student the moment they first show signs of magic, although the Quill is more lenient than the book, which will sometimes snap shut before a name is written if the evidence of magic is not dramatic enough.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Off on another adventure, are we?
February 1851. This morning's crystal gazing was most discouraging. I was initially thrilled to see the Ministry of Magic in my future. The atrium appeared to me clear as day. I've always dreamed of working there. However, as the atrium dissolved into a sea of brooms, endless rows of them, my elation turned to despair. Am I destined for a future in broom regulatory control? The tedium would rival the song of a fwooper for my sanity. For now, I must accept that I am simply not naturally inclined towards divination. Although perhaps I have some subtle skill in that I can sense that. Likely so.
Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Back, you boy.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
There's something else too. Check out of that spleen thing.
Revelio. Revelio.
Apparently Marionry was having a bit of a launcher problem. Ow, fascinating.
Revelio. Aloha Mora. Revelio.
Credit where it's due. You're a rather good flyer.
In today's lesson, we will cover a truly thrilling event. The Goblin Rebellion of 1752 and all its triumphant tragedy. But more specifically, we will address the devastating effects it had on the wizard milling industry. Throughout the many goblin battles, countless wizard cloaks were lost. Actually, we do know the number. 632. But history occurs outside the classroom. And look, it's time for my constitutional. One can practically osmose the history flowing through Hogwarts.
I think the professor wants us to follow him.
And now for a stroll to the bell tower entrance hall. Along with the rest of the castle, it was completed in the early Middle Ages. The hall and the bell towers that loom above it contain myriad interesting artifacts. Good to see you again. Recovered from that nasty bout of dragon pox, have we?
That wasn't me, Professor. I'm new here.
Are you? Well then, welcome. No doubt you're eagerly anticipating my analysis of various wizarding councils, codes, statutes, and of course, goblin rebellions. Not all goblins are rebellious. Some venture into wizarding politics, such as Eargit the Ugly. Some are talented artisans, such as Bragbor the Boastful.
Did you say Bragbor? I know that name. Lord Gok said he was an ancestor of Ranrock.
Well known for his metalwork. I would imagine much of his goblin wrought iron and silver has survived to this very day. Where were we? Oh yes. Back to our class topic for today. Grimbold Weft. Another notable historical figure. He's right nearby. Curious students can find him on display here in the bell tower entrance hall. I recommend that all students introduce themselves to this hero of Hogwarts.
Revelio.
Done in the Goblin Rebellion. Countless witches and wizards have caught cold during the late spring of that year. He never strays from the bell tower.
Grimbold Weft. This is the skull of famed tailor Grimbold Weft, whose skilled needlework repaired countless witches' and wizards' coats during the Goblin Rebellion of 1752, thus preventing them from taking ill during battle.
Oh yes, I see you found Grimbold Weft.
Yes, I rather enjoyed seeking him out.
The thrill of the scholarly pursuit. I know the feeling quite well. Now, let's turn our attention to the agreeability and general good nature of Sir Ashbuttle. He's also nearby. See what you can learn from him for your next assignment. Standing in eternal but symbolic watch over the bell tower is a retinue of loyal knights, or rather, statues of knights, I should.
Revelio.
Keen-eyed students will spot the statue of Sir HarryPotter of the cheerful countenance nestled among the ranks. His fame was not won by vanquishing foes in single combat, nor by slaying bloodthirsty dragons, rather in training yards and sculleries, where his warm and approachable demeanor was celebrated by old friends and newcomers alike. I encourage everyone to make the waving statue
Revelio.
Waving Knight. This set of armor belonged to Sir HarryPotter of the Cheerful Countenance, a legendarily friendly knight who supposedly won every battle before it was fought by virtue of his amiable negotiating tactics. Some attribute his success to an overly potent cheering charm he cast upon himself.
As one would expect, Hogwarts contains no narthexes, since obviously those would not be found in castles.
Professor Binns, I found the statue of Sir HarryPotter.
Ah, well done. Alas, Sir HarryPotter's affability was his undoing. Died instantly trying to befriend a basilisk. Eye contact is not always to be encouraged. So beloved was he that even some goblins mourned his passing. Of course, that did not bode well with the rest of the goblins, most of whom could not abide mourning the loss of a wizard.
Pity goblins and wizards can't get along.
True. But imagine how dull my lectures would be without goblin rebellions to discuss. History does tend to repeat. It is a series of patterns, a thought both comforting and disconcerting. The wise student, such as yourself, will learn from it. History is written by those who do their schoolwork, so they say. Or at least, I like to say that.
How can we do so much in a...
Books and Cauldron Shelf, a shelf packed with old tomes and various cauldrons. Potioneer's Tools Shelf, a shelf packed with potioneer tools. Saber, Gray, a sharp, gray-handled design featuring a bronze sheath. Fashionable dress robes, a set of robes, Flush with contemporary style earned by discovering Hogwarts secrets.
I heard some chatting the other go.
Revelio.
What's this one? It's so much better when it gets dark out. My mother sent me a howler after I got a paw on my traffic.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
I always feel quite safe in Hogsmeade.
It's your own fault.
Bombarda. Revelio. 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 Revelio.
Who would have thought someone as young as me could save my uncle's life? Uncle Roland sends his best. He often asks after you and...
Madam Kagawa's guest.
Revelio.
What with Quidditch being cancelled? I die of embarrassment.
Favorite hero!
Somebody! Help! I've been kidnapped! It's an outrage! No one makes a fool of Ferdinand Octavius Crabbe!
Revelio. Sir, are you all right? You seem to be in some distress.
All right? Do I look all right? I've been kidnapped!
How can you be kidnapped when you're right here?
What sort of question is that? Of course I'm right here. I've more than one frame. Do you only have one home? It's my other frame. It's been stolen. And by students, no less. They paid filthy thieves to steal my other frame.
Oh dear. That sounds awful.
Well, awful is exactly what Astoria Cricket is. She's behind all of this. She and her friends were moaning about me of all the nerve. Then I heard her plot to enlist a gang of good-for-nothings to have me stolen from the Three Broomsticks. That's why my other frame hung, half another place, though I suppose one could do worse. I once knew a portrait who ended up in the Hog's Head. No one's heard from him since.
Right. So back to your frame.
Ah, yes. There I was, powdering my wig, and the next thing I knew, I was being manhandled by rogues and carried off. As if I can afford not to be at my post. I do important work for the headmaster, and I need my other frame back at the Three Broomsticks.
Just who is Astoria Cricket, and what would she want with your frame?
She's a fourth-year troublemaker, that's who. She and her band of hoodlums discuss all sorts of misdeeds right under my nose, and then resent me for overhearing them.
I can only assume they took my frame in some misguided attempt to punish me for doing my job.
What do you mean you do important work for the headmaster?
Let's just say I overhear quite a bit in Sirona's fine establishment, and the headmaster likes to know all about it. He's come to count on me in this regard. Reminds me of my prefect days.
I don't suppose you have any idea where your stolen frame was taken. Can you see anything from it?
I most certainly can. They brought me to a ruin of all places. Some crumbling atrocity surrounded by water from the sound of it. Oh, I do also recall seeing the coast on the way.
I could look into the matter for you.
Oh, would you? How marvelous. Do it quickly, though, won't you? The place they took me to is quite beneath me. Off you go, then. Oh, the minute people hear about this, the fiends will rot in our back.
It's a relief to finally have an answer as to why that portrait was empty.